Hi and welcome to lesson 25, which is about changing your name servers and getting to know your cPanel. A couple of lessons ago we went through the process of registering a domain name and then signing up for web hosting. Now it's time to put these things together to make sure our domain is pointing to our web hosting and then begin to familiarize ourselves with the web hosting control panel. You need to make sure your domain is live, and you do that by setting and checking your DNS. DNS is your domain name server, and an example of name servers look something like this usually. They have a number NS0 or NS1 unlimited, and you'll need two of them. Now if you've registered your domain with Simple Fast Cache, those will be automatically set to point at our hosting, so there's nothing to do. You don't need to worry about it. But if, for example, you've registered your domain at Namecheap, then you will need to change them, and I'll show you that in just one moment. But I recommend setting up your web hosting with Simple Fast Cache, not purely because it's the hosting that I run, but because in my opinion it is the best value for money available. It is totally unlimited. It's just $7 a month. You get a lot of other benefits thrown in with that, and it has a fantastic compensation plan. If you refer just one person, you get $5 back, so your hosting's only costing you $2 a month. Refer two people, you've got $10 back. You're actually in profit. So I recommend Simple Fast Cache, not for the compensation plan, but that's an added benefit. I recommend it because I sincerely believe it is the best value hosting for money that you can obtain. As I said, DNS stands for Domain Name System or Domain Name Server. They're both common usage. If you are not hosting with Simple Fast Cache, then you should get an email, a welcome email from the web host that you are deciding to use, and that will have in it their name servers, and you'll need to log into your domain account, your domain registration, and change the DNS to the servers provided by your host. Now I've logged into my Namecheap account here just to show you how to change name servers. They've just changed their back office, so it's a little bit different than it used to be. But this is the one I'm going to show you, Boxer Dogs, because I'm going to build an information product around Boxer Dogs. I was thinking about doing something around inventions, but I decided really I wasn't passionate about that. But Boxer Dogs is something I am passionate about, and so I'm going to build an information product around Boxer Dogs. And what you need to do is you need to just click on Manage, then if you domain settings, here we go, custom name servers, update name servers. I've already set them actually, so it's showing custom there. It would probably show not configured if I hadn't set them, but you click on Edit and you can set them at Namecheap default or whatever else you wish. I want custom name servers, and I'm going to use the hosting at Simple Fast Cache because it is the best. And so you put in the name server 1 there and name server 2 here. So those are the two name servers that you will get from the hosting page, and I'll show you that in a moment as well. And then you simply click Save. There's a Save button just below here which you can't see, and that's that done. If you've registered your domain with GoDaddy or somebody else, it'll be slightly different, but the process is the same. You still enter them in nameserver 1, nameserver 2, and then save it, and that's the job done. If you have difficulty and you're not using Namecheap or you're not using our own service, then get on to the support at the domain registration service you're using. But it's a relatively simple job, and once done, that's it. It's a sort of set it and forget it thing. Now while I'm on live demonstrations, this is the hosting setup in Simple Fast Cache back office, and this explains in detail how it's all done, this video here, so I'm not going to do it again, it's there. This video here explains how to install WordPress on your hosting, so I'm not going to run through that, although most of you will probably want to install WordPress, and I certainly recommend it. It's what I use, it's what I'll be building my site with, and I recommend that you do the same. But if you've got a personal preference for something else, then just use it. On this page also, in case you've lost them, the name servers are here again. The name servers you'll need to set if your registration is not through your back office in Simple Fast Cache. So if you've registered at GoDaddy or Namecheap or somewhere like that, those are your name servers. They're here again on this page. Okay, so it's pretty easy to set up your hosting, and then when you've set up your hosting, you'll have something that looks like this. If you ignore this bit here, this is my account and we do lots of testing and stuff, so you won't have these outstanding invoice things, but you will have something that looks like this. You may need to log out and log in again to do it, but you want to look at your hosting and computer backup services, and you view and you see your domain hosting set up for whatever it is you set up. This particular account of mine is for simplersolutions.net, but it'll be for whatever you set up your hosting for. And it'll show active, and you'll be able to view the details. And when you view the details there, in the information tab, you will see that there is nothing due, and you'll be able to click on there to log into your cPanel and click there to log into your webmail. However, if you want to do it the other way, you can go to this tab, change password, and it'll give you your username and password up here, and you can even change the password if you want, but just make sure it is a good strong one. Okay, so that's all about setting up your hosting. What we're going to do now is show you the cPanel. Now cPanels are all the same, so I'm just going to use this one. This hosting, actually, there's nothing on it. There's never been anything done with it. I don't even think there's WordPress installed. But you just click on log into cPanel and it'll take you here. And if you've never been in cPanel before, I suggest that you view the videos. But if you're conversant with cPanel, that's okay. You can just click. That's it. And this is what your cPanel looks like. And if you're going to be installing WordPress, it's very simple from in there. I'm going to slide this down a little bit. I'm just running through this now because they're constantly changing the way that cPanel is set up. So it may vary very slightly from the way in the video, the tutorial video on the hosting page in Simple Fast Cache. But if you go to Softalicious Apps Installer and you click on that, and then you click on WordPress and you click install, and really it's as simple as that, and that will install WordPress on your site. In fact, let's do it. One thing I would point out is if you leave this like that with WP, it means everybody that comes to your site will need to go to /WP to get to your site. So you want to take that out. You want to just get rid of that. You don't want it in a subdirectory. So leave that blank. Most of the other things you can leave. This you could change, but you can change it later. So there's no problem with that. You want to set a good password. You certainly don't want admin and pass. In fact, I would change the username and also change the password. Don't worry about a theme. You don't need to pick one. And then just click install, and you can put in your email address there and it'll send the details to you. One thing I would suggest is they have a place for email up here. I would suggest that you don't use your domain email for this. I would use an email account that you already have, preferably a Gmail or a Hotmail or something like that account, because if you don't have access to your account, if something goes wrong with it and you need to reset things, they'll send to this account, and if your domain is down for some reason, if something's happened to it, your email isn't going to work. So I would put in there something like a Gmail address, and then you just click install and you're done. And that will set up WordPress in on your site, and I'll be showing you how to build a site with WordPress as I go through and as I'm building my information product about boxer dogs. Okay, so here we are, we're back at the slides. Now after you change your DNS, it can take anywhere from a few minutes to a couple of days for it to propagate throughout the web. 99% of the time it'll be almost instant. But if for some reason it's just not propagating, it can take a little bit of time occasionally. Very rare nowadays for it to take any time at all. If you find that your domain is not coming up when you've done it, check that you've got the information in correctly. But in all probability, it's just your browser that's caching old information. So clear the cache in your browser or use a different browser, and you'll probably find that your domain will come up as it should. Now you can log into your cPanel as I showed you from your back office, but if you want to do it the other way, you can just put your domain name in there /cpanel, or your domain name in there and :2082, and that will take you to the login for your cPanel, and then you'll just have to put in your username and password. Of course, if you do it from your back office and you just click on the button, it puts in the username and password for you and you go boom straight in there. So it's a little bit easier. But if you want to do it the traditional old-fashioned way, that's how you would do it. Okay, your action steps now for this lesson are to set up your domain's DNS to point to your hosting account, whether it be with Simple Fast Cache or wherever else. Have a good look around your cPanel and really familiarize yourself with it. There's lots in there. Have a play with it. You can't really do any harm, so don't worry about it. And in the next lesson I'm going to show you how to set up an email account on your own domain, because that will give you more credibility. As always, you're welcome to post your questions and comments below, and I'll see you in the next lesson.